Hi everybody, and it's Danny with your news Cartridge for Saturday, September 12th, 2015. Sorry for another correction, but it's just a small one. Yesterday I said it's almost 128 US dollars, and really it was almost 128 Australian dollars. Otherwise, everything else is completely accurate. Speaking of which, yesterday's story about XCOM Enemy Unknown having a free weekend on Steam, well, so does both Saints Row 3 and Saints Row 4. If you didn't know, Steam is currently the biggest storefront for online PC video games, with Gabe Newell as its CEO and founder and president. Praise Gaben. It's free to download and to use, so go have some fun this weekend. And who said that PC gaming is expensive? Our next one's a long one. It's a doozy. Nintendo has recently taken down almost 80% of videos from a YouTuber's channel known as Pangea Panda, who's featured speed runs using modified ROMs. Their channel has been left with nothing but 7 videos, 2 of which were uploaded just 2 hours before writing this episode. Nintendo sent Pangea Panda a rather lengthy email, and I'll give you the gist of it. Nintendo claims that they are very protective of their IP or intellectual property, and that they themselves may make derivative works of their IP, which is their exclusive rights. Only they can do it. More on this in a second. They also say that unauthorized software such as ROMs, as well as the tools and software to modify these ROMs, again, completely infringes on their copyright and their IP. They only want content creators to create content through their creators program, which they actually are entitled to part of the profits from your YouTube video, which you don't make very much in the first place. I will straight up tell you, I've been doing this for 2 months now, and I really haven't made a dime. To take part of that just is absolutely ridiculous. But even then, it's a slap in the face, because they tell him that he wouldn't even be able to post the content that he posted because it was from a modified thing. And yes, they did say this to him. We have a lot to cover about why I don't like any of this, but first of all, it scares the living hell out of me, because I don't ever want to have to deal with any of this. Hopefully I won't, but I think I may at some point. Second, you don't invite somebody over to your house and then make them do a bunch of things that they normally wouldn't do. A YouTuber's going to create content based on whatever they're comfortable with, including yours truly. Third, if you buy something, it's covered under US law that you can modify it and change it any way you want. It's why jailbreaking a phone is actually completely legal. There's nothing that they can do about it. Once you buy it, you own it. You can change it, modify it, break it for all they care. This is US law. And the fourth one, this one's going to take a while. Alright, now while Nintendo claims that they are very protective of their IP, so are us YouTubers, okay? We just don't have the money and the lawyers behind us to defend it. Now, Nintendo mentions that they have the exclusive rights to derivative works of their IP, and you know who gave them that? Nintendo did. They gave themselves that power. The reason that I can talk about all this and show you all of this... Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, Nintendo is the creators of Mario, Zelda, Tetris, Donkey... It's a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. We like it. Yeah. All right. Well, but in all seriousness, though, the reason why that I can get away with doing all this and showing all this is because of something called fair use. It allows for something called transformative works to be made, and that includes things like reporting, parody, as well as critique, and a few other things. If you want to check out the description for more information, go do that. But now what Nintendo is doing is taking charge and claiming that Let's Play specifically do not qualify as fair use, because and one of the reasons is because they say that they own the rights to derivative works. So saith they themselves. They feel like they have the right to do this. There is nothing clearly stating where Let's Plays fall legally. It's not really commentary. It's not really a just direct show of the game because it's an interactive medium. So it's a gray area. That's where I personally believe that this problem is, and I also believe that they should qualify for being under fair use. This issue needs to be addressed in court, and for any of those who are actually still watching, I kind of expect no one to be, but for any of those who are still watching and who are interested in this issue, really one of the only things that you can do is either write or call your congressperson and ask them if they even know what a Let's Play is, and if they don't, please inform them politely, be nice about it, and express to them why this needs to be under fair use, why Nintendo can't be doing this. Otherwise, more and more content is just going to be disappearing. We don't want that. YouTube is great for all of the things that people make. Finally for today, Xbox One owners may now purchase a separate power supply for their console. The only way this was obtainable before is if your console was still under warranty. Unlike the PS4, the Xbox One's power supply is actually on the outside. So some may find it easier and better to just buy a second power supply if you move your console around a lot. Or if your power supply just went kaput and you have an otherwise fully functional Xbox One that's just out of warranty. They can be purchased for $50 US, which is roughly 45 euros or 35 British pounds. Or if you send in a previously non-functioning power supply, you can get it for 35 US, 31 euros, or roughly 23 British pounds. Finally for today, that brings us to Monday's game releases, because we are off tomorrow. I love my day off. For PC, we have Dungeon Nightmares 2, The Memory, and Atom Universe. Just two. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you Monday. And what does Princess Peach sit on when she's at a bar? A toadstool!